And I realize that I'm between everyone and dinner, so I'll try to be shorter.
The next question is from Dr. Rahat Taswir.
Hi, thank you. Senator, you being the chairperson of Foreign Relations Subcommittee for South Asia and Central Asia, very closely involved with the Pakistan government. When we look at the relations between these two countries, we see that there's a very strong collaboration and commitment, and everything is well, government to government basis and on the basis of military. But when you go on the ground and you see the people, and one my sister just mentioned some things, some issues in that country. When you talk to people, there is a significant issue with perception of our country in Pakistan, and there's a strong need for image building and perceptions. And just a comment that human rights comes with a prosperity. If there's a prosperous nation, things are well, economy is well, these things will die on its own. So just a suggestion, if you guys can continue to work on this issue and more people-to-people contact and some investment. You mentioned the city of Karachi, which is my hometown, and one example, that city is suffering from load shedding, which is like electricity problems. A plant of few hundred megawatts sponsored by us, gift to the city of Karachi. I mean, these are the type of things that I think we need to go beyond the common sense thinking and invest into that, and I think that can improve our relationships as well.
Well, thank you for that comment, and I know it wasn't posed in the form of a question. Let me just comment quickly. I think you're right, on the right track. I mean, I would hope that every time our government, of that $7.5 billion, it'd be nice that if every time a project is off the ground because of that money, that somehow it said the American people paid for this or helped you with this, because our image is very negative, and it wasn't that way in my lifetime. In the 1960s, for example, I remember somebody just telling me this story, I guess about a year or two ago. Lyndon Johnson, when he was vice president to President Kennedy, went to Pakistan for a visit, and he was greeted with some of the biggest crowds you can imagine, because the relationship then was different. It was stronger, people to people, so to speak. So we've got work to do to improve the standing or the opinion of our country in Pakistan. I do think that this Kerry Lugar legislation is one of the ways to do it. It's not a magic wand, but it's one of the ways to do it, because it demonstrates that. Because I think a lot of Pakistanis have thought for a long time that we've only worked with them or cooperated with them in a very narrow way, just to fight terrorism or just to do something else. It was a very narrow relationship. And I think now what we're trying to do is broaden it and say we want not just a broader relationship, but we want it to be enduring. We don't want to just have good relations for a couple of years. We want it to be enduring. One of the best signals we sent was to say we're going to commit these dollars to provide some non-military support. But even that alone, even that itself, I should say, is not going to be enough. So we've got to think of more and better ways to work together. Some of the best ambassadors for that, of course, are Pakistani Americans, because you're able to understand both countries in a unique way, and you're able to be good advocates or messengers or ambassadors, depending on which word you choose, to do that. So we're going to try to do our part as well in the Congress.
And on a similar note, as far as image